À seulement 26 ans, Christone Kingfish Ingram s'impose comme l'une des figures incontournables du blues moderne. Il naît à Clarksdale, Mississippi, au cœur du Delta, et baigne dans un environnement musical et familial où se côtoient gospel et blues traditionnel. Adolescent, il se fait remarquer en se produisant sur de nombreuses scènes locales, ce qui lui vaut d'être repéré et parrainé par Buddy Guy qui produit son premier album en 2019. Avec cet opus, il fait une entrée remarquée en tête du classement Blues Album du Billboard pour y rester plus de 90 semaines, mais la consécration ultime arrive 2 ans plus tard avec 662 qui remporte le Grammy Award du meilleur album de blues contemporain et confirme que Kingfish n'est pas seulement un phénomène mais une véritable force créative.
I just want to give one to God, my family, my manager, Alligator Records, and thank you guys. For years, I had to sit and watch the myth that young black kids are not into blues, so I just hope I can show the world different. So thank you guys. Peace. Thank you so much.
Aujourd'hui, l'actualité du natif de Clarksdale se concentre autour de son nouvel album Hard Road, et c'est à l'occasion de son passage parisien dans le cadre de son actuelle tournée mondiale que j'ai eu la chance de le rencontrer quelques heures avant son concert sold out à la Cigale, un entretien guitare en main à la croisée des chemins que je vous invite à découvrir sans plus tarder. Bon visionnage.
Anytime that we've come anywhere to France, Paris specifically, it's always been a great experience. The people, they give us great reception. They respond to the music well. Like I said, I think they have a more appreciation for the blues over here than they do back home. So that's always a plus. So yeah, definitely. I wouldn't say that I'm tired of the label, but in the last couple of years, you kind of notice that certain things are just marketing ploys. They kind of call every young, guitar player the future, and the prodigy and everything. So I just look at it like that. I try to ignore the, press. I try to ignore the press and keep it all about the music because, like you asked, if you keep on focusing on it, the pressure does come. So I try to just not think about it at all. Right next to it. So the first couple of bluesmen that I learned about were B.B. King and I want to say Muddy Waters. What captivated me about Mr. King's playing is just that he played with such precision, and he played with 1 or 2 notes that you could obviously tell that who he was. Like a great example, he would. So, in the world of, like blues guitar soloing, that's called the, like the BB box, so he took those notes and, made his own style out of it. So that's what drew me to his playing, for sure. Once I started to learn about blues guitar, and like I say, like at the time, my only schooling was, B.B. King and Muddy Waters. But then once I started to learn more about Son House and Jimmy Reed, and Lightning Hopkins, I was able to play stuff like this. Also with the help of the Delta Blues Museum stuff. It kind of explains itself, it's the road. A lot of time us artists, we kind of showcase the glitz and glamour, what, goes on the planes and in these, countries, and, luxury hotels and whatever, but we don't, show, what goes into it, In my band, we've had stuff stolen from us. We've missed flights. We've missed trains, all type of stuff. So I just want to showcase, the not quote unquote bad side of life, with this, But just try to show a different side. Because that's all that I was going through in the last couple of years was the hardships and everything. Dealing on the road with friendships and relationships and people trying to use you and stuff like that. So. Being that, I'm blues based, you have a lot of purists who expect you to play a certain way. But at the same time, I'm still 26 and I'm still influenced and inspired by a lot of, music that's, being played, in the modern day. And so also I just want to showcase that. That's all. Definitely, like I said before, it's one thing to be known as a great musician, but the truth in the matter is that it's the songs that stand the test of time. Is what you sing about. Is it's about the lyrical content, and in this day and age, everything that you see going on in the world as far as bad, represents what the blues is. Blues is life. Blues is music about the life. So we have to write about what's going on today. That's our story. Hendrix was the first, guitar player that I saw that took the blues and, kind of moved it further. He had, influences from like, BB and Albert King and, Curtis Mayfield and even him being on the Chitlin circuit, working with Isleys. So I try to be a little bit more diverse in my blues, and I got that from Hendrix. So yeah. When you play the blues, you gotta feel. You can't think too much. You just have to let it flow. And for me, I'm not closing my eyes because I saw somebody else do it. Like I have to close my eyes and become one with my instrument, and think about some things, and just to make the notes flow out.
Gree running right next to a ski.
Anytime I'm talking to Mr. Guy, he always gives me advice indirectly and directly, who to trust and things to do, and what not to do on the road, and how you navigate yourself. It's tons of lessons and teachers and his stories that he tell me. So for sure. I would tell him to pretty much just do what he's doing as far as keep practicing and soaking up all the information that he can from all the OGs that he's, kind of around at the time, because that's what I did. And I feel like if I did that a little bit more, it would, kind of help me get to where I am today. So definitely. I wanted a guitar that, fits me comfortably, but as far as the sound, I'm a humbucker guy. So we kind of pieced this together, Telecaster with, LP parts and whatnot. So I brought three in particular. I bought a Gibson Les Paul Custom, and I bought the two Fender Tellers. I bought this one and the new one that we have in the opposite Delta Day blue color as well.
Gree running right next to us.
Obviously, we can't fly with amps, so we just renting pretty much two twins on the road. Cause those are the amps that I use, are the two twins. I only use three pedals at the moment. I use obviously a tuner, a wah-wah, and I have a Marshall Shredmaster for distortion. You definitely got to go B.B. King Live at the Regal. For me, this is a top 3 blues album because this is an album that I discovered when I was really trying to come into my own. Buddy, goddamn right, I got the blues. It's a dope record because Buddy's really playing some guitar on that. And I want to say third for like a Magic Sam West Side Soul. That was a cool blues album for me to listen to. So.